Writing in the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, who would choose to do it? I don't know why I do it at all. I don't know who even buys books anymore so much as who illegally downloads books from the internet if they must read books at all. I know I've done that. I know I've done that on many occasions. Just, yeah, going on what used to be the Pirate Bay. I don't know if that's still kicking around somewhere in some kind of proxy mirror version of the Pirate Bay still. But yeah, I used to download PDFs of books that I wanted to read and just read on my laptop and not spend money on real books. And if I spent money on real books at all, it would be some Penguin classic or something by some really established author from way back in the day when books were still written and people still read books. And, like Kurt Vonnegut's 60s era kind of time where, yes, you had television, but the fuck all on television, so loads of people still read books. But the internet revolution is now, it's so all pervasive and there's so much content to watch online. There's Netflix, there's Disney Plus, there's all these things, there's YouTube, there's all manner of things to read on the internet, and it's all out there for free more or less anyway, or it's more or less all free stuff. It's really troubling, really worrying to think about how you could possibly ever make money as a writer. And I know it's always been hard to make money as a writer. It's always been hard to get stuff published, to get stuff written. But like nowadays, it's so much more different, I think, than it's ever been before. And I think the market for books has really, well, it's kind of in the gutter, really, isn't it? It's I have bought a few new books. I've bought a few books from the bestseller lists and Waterstones and W.H. Smith's and so on. I bought Merlin Sheldrake's book. I bought fucking Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life, which I needn't have because it just rehashes his YouTube content. And yeah, but fiction, I don't know who's buying fiction these days. I don't know who would, or who does, or who still reads fiction. Maybe no one. Or maybe more people do than ever before, I just don't know. Sorry about that, I just had to pause the video right there because I was on the phone to the DWP for about an hour and I had a call from my care coordinator who is trying to sort out my PIP claim, which is another huge thing going on in my life at the moment. They've taken my benefits away, they've taken my personal independence payment away, which means I'm properly headed for dire poverty potentially, which is not a very nice thing to have to face up to, not a very nice reality, in addition to everything else that's gone on in my life. I don't know. Writing, stand-up comedy, these things we think we want to do as teenagers that we think has so much promise in them, that we'll be amazing at, that we'll make loads of money doing, that very few people can do. The thing about it is loads of people are talented writers, loads of people are talented stand-up comics. There's actually loads of talent out there. That's sort of the depressing thing about it. And you've got to compete. You've got to compete with loads of other people who are actually really good. There's loads of really good writers out there, and loads of struggling writers not getting paid a cent for it, not getting anything out of it. And out of out of that pool of people who are really talented, really good, the ones who make it, I think it's just pot luck. I really do. I think it's just pot luck, what a publisher prefers, what they think is going to sell. Then out of the stuff that actually does sell, I think it's just fluke, random chance, success in life. You can't engineer that sort of thing. Well, you have to on a level. You have to engineer it to some extent. You've got to actually do the work. You've got to do the writing and so on. But on a level, you have to submit to chance and the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, so to speak. It's a tough road. really is. Oh. I'd just be a farmer, work on farms. At least it's steady income, it's steady employment. It's, you know, predictable, it's reliable. I make money doing it. Don't know what to do. Maybe that. Just write a few poems in my spare time as a farmer. And not, you know, overcommit myself, I mean, to big literary projects like writing fiction books. Or do I continue down this path of writing fiction and try and make it all happen? I think I've got some stuff that could sell really well. But then again, I thought Sergeant Arson would sell really well, and it didn't. It didn't get picked up by publishers. So fucking galling, difficult, galling mostly. Very hard. No figuring out. But it is pleasurable. Still, it gives me a rush to do it. It thrills me. You know, the creation of worlds and the creation of characters and the creation of stories. I love all that. I love doing that. I don't think that's ever going to die in me. Well, hopefully it won't. Love of language. Playing around with it. Trying to, you know, cast it into beautiful shapes. And create beautiful things with language. Hopefully that'll never die in me. There's a tough world to be a writer in. People downloading your work for free. People just reading on the internet if they read at all. Buying classics if they buy books at all. Using the fucking Kindle app or whatever it is for reading. Netflix, YouTube, Google, articles, social fucking media. That's where people do their real fucking reading. They read tidbits of Bertrand Russell book on social media and use that as a substitution for their educations. Leave the rest of us here to wallow in our own self-pity, like I have been in this video. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Bye, I love you lots.